what's up, football fans? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into one of the most emotional stories of the NFL season. The Minnesota Vikings just released Adam Thielen, and honestly, this one hurts differently because this isn't just any release. This is a franchise icon walking away from the team he built his legacy with, potentially for the last time. At 35 years old, Thielen is making one final push, and it's not about the money. It's not about the stats. It's about one thing and one thing only, a Super Bowl ring. So let's break down what just happened, why it matters, and where Thielen might land to chase that championship dream before he calls it a career. Monday afternoon, social media exploded. The Vikings and Thielen both posted the news almost simultaneously. The team confirmed that Thielen had approached them personally, asking to be released so he could pursue a competitive situation. Translation? He wants to win, and he wants to win now. The Vikings didn't fight it. They didn't try to hold on to him. They granted his wish, showing the ultimate respect for everything this man has meant to their organization. And that right there tells you how much love there is between Thielen and Minnesota, even as they part ways. Thielen's statement was direct but emotional. He confirmed this will be his final season in the NFL. 13 years in the league, and he knows his time is running out. He wants to compete over these final weeks. He wants to chase glory. And let's be real, he's earned that right. Here's the harsh reality. The Vikings aren't going anywhere this season. Last year, they nearly won the NFC North. They were competitive. They had hope. Fast forward to now, 4 wins, 8 losses, and they're basically playing out the string. Quarterback play has been a disaster. The offense hasn't clicked. And with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison commanding most of the targets, there just wasn't room for Thielen to make an impact. Through 11 games, he had 8 catches for 69 yards. That's it. For a guy who used to dominate red zones and pile up touchdowns, that's tough to swallow. The playoffs are essentially out of reach for Minnesota. So when Thielen came to them and said, "I want one more shot," they understood. They could have made him ride out the season on the bench, collecting a paycheck while the team fades into mediocrity. Instead, they showed class. They let him go chase his dream. Let's take a step back and appreciate who Adam Thielen actually is, because his journey is the definition of inspiration. This guy went undrafted out of Minnesota State. Let that sink in. Not a big-name college program, no draft hype, no guaranteed contract. He had to fight for everything, and fight he did. From 2016 to 2022, Thielen was one of the most reliable receivers in football. He averaged nearly 1,000 yards and over 7 touchdowns per season with the Vikings. 2 Pro Bowls, a second-team All-Pro selection in 2017. This wasn't a guy who got by on athleticism or draft pedigree. This was pure grit, route-running precision, and an uncanny ability to get open when it mattered most. His best years? Absolutely elite. In 2020, he caught 14 touchdowns in 15 games. 14! In 2021, he had 10 touchdowns in just 13 games. Even as his yardage totals dipped, he remained a touchdown machine. Defenders knew he was coming, and he still found ways to score. That's the kind of player contending teams dream about. Someone who knows how to win. Someone who's been there before. Someone who can step up in crucial moments. After the 2022 season, Thielen left Minnesota for the Carolina Panthers on a 3-year deal. And guess what? He proved he still had it. Over 1,000 receiving yards in his first season with Carolina. At 33 years old, he showed the league he wasn't done yet. But 2024 was rough. Carolina was a mess. The team struggled. Thielen's production dropped, and both sides knew it wasn't working. So the Panthers worked out a trade to send him back to Minnesota in a draft pick swap. It felt like a homecoming, a chance to finish where it all started. Except it didn't work out that way. With Jefferson and Addison ahead of him on the depth chart, Thielen couldn't recapture the magic. The team struggled. The offense sputtered. And for a competitor like Thielen, watching from the sidelines while his career clock ticked down must have been unbearable. This is the million-dollar question. Thielen is 35, he's had a down year, he's not the number 1 option he used to be, so what can he realistically offer a contending team right now? Here's the thing. He's not going to be your starting receiver. He's not going to put up 1,000-yard seasons anymore, but what he can do is provide veteran leadership, red zone reliability, and clutch catches when the pressure is highest. He's got championship experience even if he hasn't won the ring yet. He knows playoff football. He knows what it takes. For a team deep in the playoff hunt, Thielen could be exactly what they need as a depth piece. Someone who can step in if injuries hit, someone who can run a perfect route on 3rd and 7 when the game's on the line. Someone who can mentor younger receivers and keep the locker room focused. The question is whether NFL teams still believe in him. During his prime, he was sure-handed, reliable, and dangerous in the end zone. Can he still be that guy for stretches? Some team is about to find out. Let's talk landing spots. If Thielen wants a real shot at a Super Bowl, he needs to go to a contender. So who makes sense? The Kansas City Chiefs always look for veteran receivers who can contribute in big moments. The Baltimore Ravens could use another reliable target for Lamar Jackson. The San Francisco 49ers love adding depth pieces with playoff experience. Even the Buffalo Bills or Philadelphia Eagles could use someone like Thielen to round out their receiving core. It's all going to come down to fit, opportunity, and whether teams believe he can still produce when called upon. Thielen won't demand a starting role. He just wants a chance to compete. And for the right team, that could be exactly what they need heading into the postseason. Think about what Thielen is doing here. He's walking away from guaranteed money with Minnesota to chase an uncertain dream. He's betting on himself one more time. At 35, with his career winding down, he could have just collected paychecks and faded into retirement. Instead, he's choosing to fight. That's the competitor in him. That's the undrafted kid from Minnesota State who refused to let anyone tell him he wasn't good enough. Even now, at the end, he's not settling. He's chasing greatness. And whether he gets that ring or not, you have to respect the hell out of that mentality. There's always the possibility that no team takes a chance. Maybe front offices see him as too old, too slow, or too much of a risk. If that happens, Thielen will finish his career with the Vikings release being his final NFL moment. But there's another scenario. A late-season injury could open a door. A contending team could suddenly need depth. And if that happens, Thielen will be ready. You know he's staying in shape. You know he's preparing like he's going to get that call. Because that's who he is. Even if the fairy tale ending doesn't happen, Thielen has nothing to be ashamed of. He's had an incredible career. He's inspired countless players and fans. He's proven that talent and heart can overcome any obstacle. Adam Thielen's journey isn't over yet. This release isn't an ending, it's one more beginning. One final chapter in a story that's been nothing short of remarkable. From undrafted nobody to two-time Pro Bowler. From Minnesota legend to championship chaser, we don't know how this story ends, but we know it's going to be worth watching. Because Adam Thielen has spent his entire career proving people wrong. And if there's anyone who can will themselves onto a Super Bowl roster and make a difference, it's him. So what do you think? Which team should sign Thielen? Does he deserve that ring? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're rooting for this man to get his fairy tale ending, smash that like button and subscribe for more NFL coverage all season long. Thanks for watching.